What's up, everybody? You're back in here with the Pro Football Pod. You've got Hulk, you've got Coach, you've got Austin.
What it do, baby boo?
Hit that subscribe button down below for us. Do it for your friends. Do it for your family. Every 500 subscriber benchmark, we're giving away jerseys out here. You could get a free jersey for the next season coming up. Maybe one of these top rookies for you guys. We got tight ends today. This Coach, you mentioned it before we jumped on here. Like, this list was pretty hard to do. Not so much at the top, but like filling out, the back half of my top 10 here. That was a task.
There's a lot of guys that are solid. Like, they have the frame. They've got good hand. I mean, this is a tight end class that broke records. So like the top of the class is pretty like, wow, these guys are gonna be great in the NFL. But even like the mid tier guys are still going to contribute right away. And the amount of size in this class is fucking nuts. Like, there are very few 6'3", 6'4" guys. There's a lot of 6'5", 6'6", like 250 plus that look like they're ready to maul people.
This draft class would be a perfect draft class. Like, it's getting knocked on for not being as deep or having so much top end talent as recent classes have had. But if you took this draft class back to 1995, GMs would be salivating with the amount of running backs, offensive line, defensive line, pass rush, tight ends. Like, the meat and potatoes in this draft is amazing. Like, I'm so excited for this draft because it can go anywhere to me. So, Austin, let's go ahead and do it for the people, because if they've hit subscribe down below, they want to hear what we got to say. Give us your 10 through 6.
Well, let's get into it. For my 10 through 6, I have Terrence Ferguson coming out of Oregon, Oronde Gadsden the second coming out of Syracuse. I got Gunnar Helm out of Texas, Jake Brenningstool out of Clemson, and then Elijah Arroyo out of Miami. Arroyo. That's rolls off the tongue, y'all. let me talk about my boy Gadsden. All right. This man's not the best tight end fit per se, but he's definitely like a hybrid wide receiver tight end build. 6'5", sure. 247. He weighed heavier at the Shrine Bowl than he's listed at right now. He's got elite route running, elite hands. He's basically like jaw dropping catches. Super healthy, humble guy. Just super humble guy. His dad was a Super Bowl champion for the Dolphins.
Super Bowl champion?
Yeah, Super Bowl champion.
I don't think Gadsden won a Super Bowl with the
Dolphins. No, his dad was a Super Bowl champion for the Dolphins.
No.
He wasn't.
No.
Who was it?
It wasn't Gadsden. We haven't won a Super Bowl since 73.
It wasn't his father.
Oronde Gadsden Sr. played for the Dolphins, but he never won a Super Bowl with the Dolphins. I wish he did. That would have been amazing.
I got misinformation there. So basically,
Dolphins legend though. Dolphins legend for sure.
All I need to say though is he went to American Heritage as a wide receiver for high school, and so you get any player from there.
I'm pretty sure he came into Syracuse as a wide receiver and ended up moving to tight end for. I don't know exactly the reason, because he pretty much gets used as a wide receiver, but I love his game, because for today's NFL, I'm not going to say perfect, but his skill set translates to the NFL very well.
Yeah. I mean, he played against Patrick Surtain and Tyson Campbell in high school, so he's just been sharpening that iron, baby.
He's ready for it. He's ready for the show. Bring it on.
Damn right. I'd like to see like the Chargers pick him up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my comp for him would be a Darren Waller.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. I like that comp. Darren Waller. till he fell off.
Yeah,
He's
we don't
really
talk
good
about
tight
the
end.
end there.
Yeah, we don't talk about the Giants.
Hey, he
years.
had a couple.
The
I mean,
music video.
So did Julius Thomas. For the Denver Broncos.
Oh man,
he was
Julius
great
Thomas.
for like a
Dolphins
season or
fans
two.
thought whenever he came into Miami, it was, oh, we got him. We got the
Yep.
tight end we've been wanting. Nope. All right, so my 10 through 6. Hit that subscribe if you're still down below with us. Oronde
we
Gadsden
lost
II
everyone.
from Syracuse at number 10. Mitchell Evans from Notre Dame at number 9. At number 8, I got Luke Lachey from Iowa. At number 7, I got Ben Urasek from Georgia. And at number 6, I've got Mason Taylor from LSU, also the son of a Dolphins legend.
Shout out.
And nephew.
So,
and
nephew, yeah, because Zach Thomas is, yeah.
That's the pedigree right there.
The connections, yeah. The connections to Miami are just everywhere right now for Mason Taylor. But the guy I want to talk about, Luke Lachey out of Iowa. It's Iowa. You're getting a tight end out of Iowa. Like, to me, this is one to where, like, there's really not much analysis needed after that point. Like, you throw a dartboard at an Iowa tight end, you're going to hit something. I love what Lachey brings to the table here. His catch radius and body control, out of this world, absolutely insane. He's got the soft, reliable hands that you like to see. His size, 6'6", 253, like, that's what you love to see. That's what you're looking at there. To me, like, I'm not ready to claim, like, oh, he's from Iowa, he's another Sam Laporta. But it's really hard not to make those comparisons with the past Iowa tight ends that we've seen. No, he doesn't have elite speed or explosiveness, and his blocking technique does need to have some refinement to it. 2023 was cut short by a pretty significant ankle injury, but to me, I think this dude's going to be a baller. Like, I'm not worried about it. Like I said, the pedigree coming from Iowa, what they've been able to push out of their tight end room, I love everything Luke Lachey brings to the table.
Do you have a comp for him? I was thinking kind of like a Ferguson for the Cowboys.
Jake Ferguson.
Yeah.
I like that comp. I honestly, like, Sam Laporta is like my ceiling comp for him.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't mind
they're
that.
definitely different
potential.
sizes.
Yeah, he's bigger than Sam is, but I mean, as far as like when you watch them play and like their skill set, like, they remind me so much of each other.
I'm
Trey McBride, maybe.
Oh,
like a
that's
bigger
a
Trey
solid
McBride.
One. Yep.
I really, really want to see some of these guys actually do the drills at the combine. It's actually really upsetting me how much, like, these players are just like, oh, I'm gonna get drafted wherever I get drafted anyways, so I'm not
Some
gonna go out there.
Some of the top guys I do understand. I wish
Abdul Carter
would
should not do shit. Travis Hunter should not do shit. But like, should Tyler Warren do combine? Yes. Yes, let's see. Let's see what you have. Like, I want to see.
Make sure it's not Fugazi. Who? Shador's?
Yeah, I think Shador should throw at the combine.
I think Cam Ward should too.
He's another one to where he thinks that he knows that he's going top 5.
I heard
I can't believe they're not.
About it, against it, about like, these are random receivers that you don't have any relationship with. If you throw at your pro day, yes, it's all like I'm going to throw this pass, then this pass, then this pass. Like, it's all, choreographed out, but at least it's a safer thing for them. They know who they're throwing to. They're throwing to Colorado receivers, to Miami receivers. Like, so it makes sense in that way. You don't want to put bad film.
Shador did come out, and it is the leader response of, he said, I'm doing it at my pro day so that way my other wide receivers get exposure, because if I don't throw it the combine, I know all the scouts have to come to the pro day.
Which Jaden Daniels did the same exact thing for LSU.
Yeah, and like I get that. I respect that. So like, whatever. I do agree. Like, if you're not projected top 10, there is absolutely no reason for you to not do the combine unless it's an injury thing.
Exactly. Like I said, Abdul Carter makes sense, but I want to see every one of these tight ends, specifically because for me, watching Sam Laporta and like how fluid he was in just like the way that he receives the ball, I knew exactly who he was. If you guys go back and watch those videos from a couple of years ago, whenever we were scouting these tight ends, I told everyone then, this is the guy. I want to see that work because I want to see who the next Sam Laporta is. I want to see who the next Dalton Kincaid could potentially be. Like, I want to see it.
McBride.
I mean, I didn't know McBride was going to come out and do what he did. He was a little bit more of a shock, but going into my 10 through 6, I have Jake Brenningstool. Then I have Elijah Arroyo, a little bit low, I know, for Justin. And then I've got Mitchell Evans, Luke Lachey, and then I have Terrence Ferguson at 6.
Oh, I like that.
And for me, the person that I want to spotlight is definitely Mitchell Evans, tight end out of Notre Dame. Great size at 6'5", 256. For me, his blocking ability, like he's a very good inline blocker. Shows good leverage, ability to seal and relocate. He shows a lot more than just a reception guy, and I think especially in the back half, it's important to find someone that can be valuable across the board. They can do more than just receive the ball for you. His hands and catch radius are absolutely elite. He catches away from his frame, which is very important. And then he has really good football IQ. His ability to sit in the zone, to kind of slow down and stay underneath the coverage, catch the ball, and then use his size to get upfield and get the first down is very, very important. Some of these touchdowns he gets, he's got someone in his hip pocket the whole time, and it doesn't even matter to him. Like he knows that they're not going to get to the ball. That if the ball is placed in the right place, he's going to absolutely get the ball and then move upfield. I think that he doesn't have a very good athletic profile, but that's kind of what you get from a 6'5", 256 guy. He's not going to be quick and nimble in the middle of the field. And then his yards after the catch, he's very much I'm going to blow you up. And that's kind of the only move that he has. So he definitely has some work from like the top 5 guys that I have all above him. I think all have a lot more potential. I also think this guy is going to be a phenomenal security blanket for a young quarterback. I think that that's exactly who he is. He's very secure. He's going to catch the ball. He's going to get a couple yards. That's all you need him to do. You don't need him to get 60 yards on every single play. But this spin move that we just watched on screen showcases exactly what I mean about his athletic ability. It was very slow, and that's kind of who he is.
Well, I mean, the dude, what I will give him, like, tip my hat to him for is, like, being 6'5", 260, like, coming out of high school as a quarterback and then transitioning to tight end. Like, you always love to see quarterbacks go into these other skill positions just because they see the game in the field differently.
Travis Kelce.
And so, I mean, he's got the natural catching ability, like the high football IQ, which is what you would expect from a quarterback. And to me, like, it's just certain little things that he needs to develop and work on. And it doesn't help the injury history that he has. Like, it has raised some red flags, but to me, like, I like what he brings to the game. Like, he reminds me a lot of like K. Otten.
Okay.
I love Kate Otten. It's one of my new favorite tight ends in the league right now. The only tight end that doesn't wear gloves.
Nice.
Yeah, he doesn't wear gloves, does he? It freaks me out. I feel like somebody stopped creating their Madden player like halfway through, and they were just like, "All right, let's go play."
It's like he's running around with no cleats on.
All right, hey. Before we get to the top 5, down below, subscribe. Do it for me. Do it for your friends, your family. Giving away jerseys out here.
Stitched jerseys, like legitimately,
stitched, like
like the way that they should be. You know, Bo Jackson could be yours.
Look at it. All right, Austin, hit us 5 through 1.
Well, I ain't gonna hit you because you ain't gonna call the cops on me. But I got at 5 Luke Lachey out of Iowa. At 4, we got Mason Taylor, LSU. At 3 is Harold Fannin Jr., BG. Number 2, we got Colston Loveland out of Michigan. And then at 1, we got Tyler Warren, the freaking Megatron, RoboCop dude. Let me talk about my boy Colston Loveland. This man will go up and get that ball. He's going to high point it. He's got elite late hands. That's one of my favorite things about him is he just throws them out late and they're quick. He snags up everything. You can call him a vacuum because he's just going to suck it up. He's out of a really, really small town in Idaho, probably like 3,500 people in the town. So he was a multi-sport athlete playing basketball. The man can dunk. He's just a great all-around athlete. Not my favorite tight end in this draft, but close to it. He's a solid dude.
Colston, if Tyler Warren didn't come on the way he did this season, Colston went almost the whole season as tight end 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the whole season. And to me, I think if I'm giving him like a ceiling or what I kind of expect him to be coming into the league, I'd say somewhere around the lines of like Pat Fryermuth, Tucker Kraft. Like I was big on Michael Mayer, but I think Mayer's a better blocker than Colston is, so I'm not going to go that route with him. But in the receiving game, 5 to 15 yards, dude is money. Like you said, like he's going to be a guy's best friend in the red zone.
That's where I can't not see Sam Laporta in him. Just the way he goes up and gets the ball, finds the open space, sits down. Like he was the only reason I enjoyed watching Michigan.
Well, we've already done our Sam Laporta comp, Austin.
No, well, that was your comp for your guy. This is my comp for my guy.
I love somebody that we're all seeing Sam Laporta in someone.
I'll be shocked if the Chargers. No, I don't think they do it in the first round, but if he's there for him in the second round, I'd be shocked to see Harbaugh let him go past.
There's not a chance.
Especially with them having the need at tight end.
Yeah. Big need.
All right, so 5 through 1 for your boy. Gunnar Helm, Texas at number 5. Harold Fannin Jr., Bowling Green at number 4. My dude, Elijah Arroyo, Miami. You guys, I need to know what he did to you. Colston Loveland, number 2 out of Michigan, and Tyler Warren, number 1, Penn State. So we got the same top 2 right there. I love Harold Fannin Jr. Like, dude is going to be a Swiss Army knife and absolutely tear it up. But I've got to talk about my dude Elijah Arroyo. I talked about Xavier Restrepo in our wide receiver video. Got to keep the love going for my Hurricanes out here. Elijah Arroyo, this dude, like, okay, 2022, 2023, hard to really look at those years and just be like, yeah, this dude, he absolute hammer down. But this past season with Cam Ward, my guy went off and just looked like an absolute baller. And we talked about, tight ends that fit the NFL today, like Oronde Gadsden II. If he can stay healthy and keep his injuries, just a little tampered down, Elijah Arroyo is going to be an animal in this league, and he's going to be a fantasy darling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not ready to say he's Kyle Pitts because Kyle Pitts was a much better athlete coming out, but what Kyle Pitts has given you in fantasy, and he keeps getting drafted high in fantasy every year, I don't see how Elijah Arroyo can't do that. To me, I see a lot of Isaiah Likely in his game.
Yes. I think he's actually better than Isaiah Likely.
Like, just overall, just an athlete of a guy, like, for his size to be as good of a route runner as he is and to work the seams like he's able to do, some of the downfield catches that he made with Cam Ward tossing him the rock this year, you could see the trust that a quarterback has with a guy like this. Like, his medical red flags are one of the biggest weaknesses I have knocked on him. He's still developing functional play strength, especially in the blocking game. Because to me, in the blocking game, he's very willing. He's aggressive, but he gets overpowered by big dudes very easily. And so if you're asking him to go out here and try to, check dudes like Myles Garrett, you're asking for a problem. in the passing game is where he's going to make his money and he's going to do most of his damage. Love everything about Elijah Arroyo. The Senior Bowl did nothing for me, at least, other than make his stock go up because dude just balled all throughout the Senior Bowl practices. Love Elijah Arroyo. Somebody needs to snag him in the second or third round.
I like that a lot. He's a solid player, bro. Like him and Fannin are really similar play styles.
But for whatever reason, you guys hate him.
I don't. I just
It-
like other people
It's
better.
the lack of production. Even in his best season to date, he didn't produce a ton.
And 6'4" on the smaller side.
Yeah, I want to see a little bit
6'4",
more.
245 is
6'5".
about the average size for tight ends.
Yeah, I just want to see him a little bit more athletic at that size, and from like a route running perspective. Like, I don't want to just see seams. I don't want to just see like good outs and a couple wheel routes here and there. Like, I really want to see him like work the first down marker a lot. And I just feel like that's something that like we didn't get to see from him. And maybe it was a game plan thing. He only really had one season of like
My
pure
thing I
eligibility.
love about him the most, especially with this past season, is out of the 35 receptions he had and the 47 targets, he only had one drop
He
all season.
So that's impressive.
Yeah, he does have a very low drop
And
rate.
like tied
so
for
do-
fourth in deep catches, like downfield threat. Like, and no, everything you're saying is completely warranted. Like, I fully understand. And that's where, to me, like, it really hurts him with his 2022 and 2023 only playing a total of 9 games, having a total of 6 receptions on 8 targets through both of those years. Like,
Yeah.
he exploded this season. So he very well could end up being like a one-hit wonder. But I think if he stays healthy, his skills are going to allow him to be an absolute dude.
He exploded, yet he didn't explode near as much as some of the other guys like Colston, Tyler Warren, and Harold Fannin, just as like an example. So for me, like I have him below like Mitchell Evans and Luke Lachey, mostly because of just like their frame and size and like their versatility on a football team of like all the things that they can do. I think are more valuable than like what Arroyo showed. He has more potential to be a better receiving threat than those guys, but he's just not like a versatile across the board type of a guy. Now my 5 through 1 is Gunnar Helm from Texas. We're all pretty high on him. He looks like he's going to be a stud. I've got Mason Taylor at 4. I've got Colston Loveland at 3, which I know is a little bit different from you guys. I'm holding Harold Fannin Jr. in very high regard. I have him at number 2, and then Tyler Warren at number 1. You really can't have Tyler Warren any lower than 1. He's the best tight end. He's probably a top 3 pass catcher in this
Bro, a
draft.
freaking RoboCop.
But the guy that I really want to talk about is Harold Fannin, and kind of why I have him a little bit higher than you guys. The big thing for me at 6'4", 230 pounds, he legitimately is Sam Laporta. Like, I know that we've already said that twice in this video. Everyone thinks that they found the new Sam Laporta, but this guy is a versatile weapon. He can line up in the backfield. He can line up in the slot. He can line up in the tight end. He can line up out wide. Like, he's going to be able to be everywhere on a field. I think a lot of what Brock Bowers gave us this past year, Harold Fannin Jr. is going to be able to bring up right away. His route running is probably the best route running in the class. He's a technician. It's his ability to use footwork, change of tempo. He's got burst. He's got enough speed. His hands and catch radius are massive, especially for the fact that he's only 6'4". Like he's able to catch outside of his frame very, very well. I'm very, very happy about it. The thing that has him at number 2 for me is his blocking ability. Austin, you talk all the time about how somebody's a dog. This dude's a dog. He's a fucking competitor at the line of scrimmage, everywhere. He does not want to go down. He fights for everything. Yards after the catch are one of his biggest strengths. He's got twitch, he's got ability to break it in the open field. He lacks his frame. The only other lack that he has other than that is that he played for Bowling Green. But he played for Bowling Green and had like 1,500 yards, 150 targets with like 117 receptions, broke an FBS record in both categories. He's definitely, again, Tyler Warren, number one. He threw a touchdown, ran touchdowns, received for touchdowns, had great production on a very, very good team. If Harold Fanning Jr. played in the SEC, I think that he wouldn't have had 1,500 yards, but he still would have had over 1,000.
I love Harold Fanning's game. Like you touched on all the points there. Like his sure hands on 171 career targets, he only has 2 drops. Like that's an insane catch rate. Also led all tight ends this past season with 873 yards after the catch and 34 broken tackles. Like literally what I have, the only knocks I have listed on him is his competition playing in the MAC, and he is undersized at being right at 6'4", 235, 240. Like,
and I think he could gain 15 pounds.
To me, like the Swiss Army knife that he could be for you in the right offense. And like you pointed to, he is a willing, aggressive blocker. Like he allows you to put him all over the field to where, like you said, Sam Laporta, to where I see a smaller Brock Bowers. Like, and you mentioned like the Brock Bowers type of production. Like, I think that's what he can give you. It's just, I think he does need to bulk up a little bit. And if he's not going to have that top end speed, like what you want to see out of somebody with his size, he definitely needs to work on his route running to gain more separation at the top of his routes. Other than that, like Harold Fanning Jr. is an absolute baller.
I see a lot of Jonnu Smith in him.
Okay.
I like that. Jonnu's,
yeah,
he's not the biggest tight end, and just kind of,
last
year
big.
The Dolphins used him in every capacity.
I
saw some people saying Harold Fanning should look at playing like fullback or H-back.
Well, that's the thing about tight ends is they line them up back there and they play them that way.
To me, it's like, all right, I'm not going to disrespect the guy and try to say like, oh, you need to be a tweener position here. Like, we're not going to do that with him. Like, I think he's going to come in, and with the right system, if used correctly, he can absolutely be a dog for you. But I don't think he's like scheme versatile. Like,
he's
if you're
by far the most exciting
Ravens,
player to watch.
The Ravens, a very run-heavy team like them, I don't know if Harold Fanning necessarily would be the player with them like he could be with.
They need a guy who doesn't drop the ball.
I mean, that is true. Like, we're
they
not
need
going
a
to
guy who doesn't drop the ball.
Come on,
now.
Mark Andrews has soft hands, brother. He
like
some of the softest in the entire league at that position.
He doesn't deserve
that. It was one play. Like,
we're not ending the show just dogging Mark Andrews out here. Come on, Austin.
Crucial moment of the game.
All right, so hey, the Combine is going on right now as we speak. It's going on throughout this weekend here. We're going to give you guys a fresh post-Combine mock draft coming out for you guys next week. I'm so excited to continue to dive into this because this means now we can start getting closer to our team outlook series. We need free agency to hit, but we're only a couple weeks away from that. Flying through the off season right now. It's the best time of year. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Hit that subscribe button down below. Do it for us, your friends, your family. TulsiRoseTea.com. That's the sponsor. Go there for all your tea and tea accessories, all of that good stuff. Go there. We love you guys. Peace out.